let's do... I would like to recruit no, but that's not going to be easy. It's mostly going to come down to, like, heavy damage with Prinplup quickly, and maybe managing to get Lairon down there in time, but probably not. Hey, Pichu, take one for the team. Are you going to be doing a Breath of the Wild playthrough next week? Dude, that's sick. Guess why don't you accept friend requests on PlayStation 4? Why would I, is my response. Like, what's the point in being friends on PlayStation 4? Like, I'd never respond. If you want to, like, talk to me or something, like send me DMs, tweet me, or join my Discord. And I will, more than likely, Discord especially, I will end up responding. If you try and message me on PlayStation 4, I'm never talking to you. Not because I don't like you or anything, but just because, like, I'm never going to bother typing out messages on my PlayStation 4. That's such a hassle. Have you ever played Breath of the Wild Hamlet, or are you going to be doing a blind playthrough of it, or what's the deal with that? Anything special about it, or just a normal playthrough? I was thinking about letting Prinplup get hit by the fire to get the Pride status boost, but the reason why I chose not to, because I almost did, is because knowing my luck, I'd just get frozen or burnt, which, like, lowers your attack anyways in this game, because this game, like, makes burn even better than it already is. And, therefore, it would all just be a waste. So you can play with viewers? Play what with viewers? I don't play any, multiplayer PlayStation 4 games. Also, I just don't play with others. The only time I play with viewers is when I do Mario Kart, and occasionally Smash, but that rarely happens. Played through it when it came out, haven't touched it since, so just a normal playthrough. Cool, cool. I did my first playthrough of that blind, and I streamed it way back when, too. It was pretty fun. Are you gonna try and, like, Are you gonna try and hit every single one of the shrines? What are there, 120 shrines in that game? Are you gonna try and hit all of them? Oh yeah, also I could have gotten hit by Confusion, which also would have been bad. What is this Joltik's plan? Is this the last turn where I can get a recruit hit, or do I have one more turn? I think I have one more, but I can't remember. I wasn't paying attention. Shroom really pushed for me to do a mop-only run of the game. He watched me stream it for the first time, and he told me repeatedly, use the mop, Chaos. Please, use the mop. That man is obsessed with mops. He's got a problem. One more turn after this? Second to last? Okay, good. I should be able to get no, then. Now that I got, since I have Lairon down here, as long as I don't get, like, flinched by Astonish, we should be able to take out no in time. Gonna do all shrines this time, just not all Korok seeds. Dude, mad respect. I didn't do all the Korok seeds either. Like, no one got time for that. I would never even suggest. To be honest, I would suggest for you not to do it because it would probably be boring to watch. I cannot imagine doing all of that during a playthrough. Like, I personally would get tired of watching it, so I wouldn't want to do it myself. Ow. My feelings. If there were, like, 200 or less Korok seeds, like 200 would have been my maximum. If there were 200 Korok seeds, I probably would have gone for all of them. Because by the time I ended my playthrough, I had like 80 or something, I think. But like 900 is just like ridiculous. But if it was like 200 or less, I would have been like, yeah, you know, I'll at least heavily consider it. But 200 is like, I'm not made of time. There's so many other things I have to do. I have to not get a lower roll to get this recruit, so actually, let's do this really quickly. Yeah, make sure that you're weak enough to where I'm guaranteed to kill with Bubble Beam. Nice. This is probably the smartest thing I've ever done in my life, to be honest. Don't miss 95% accuracy. Perfect. I will do my best to keep you satisfied. Oh, wait a minute. Is that Venipede? Ah, dang it. What's your ability? Worthless. I totally forgot about trying to get Okuni. Whoops. Oh, well. I'm hoping we can luck into one of the Drifblim people and get a Drifblim swarm, because we're going to be here a long time, so we will hopefully get some swarms. And then maybe we can evolve No in this run. If we don't evolve her in this one, we'll evolve her in, Nobunaga's. I did get the slightly low roll with the Bubble Beam, so I predicted it. Exactly. Lucario will recruit Okuni? What? No, it won't. Venipede resists fighting. Unless I'm missing something. No damage? Is that how that works? If you're beaten by a Pokemon that you did not deal damage to, that gets the recruit? I thought that you had to win the fight without anyone taking damage for the no recruit thing to count. I didn't know that's how that works. Well, we will definitely take advantage of that then, if that is the case. I'm gonna have to weaken this Venipede with, like, Thunder Shock or something. You see a regular warrior called Bokuzen in the wild. He has a Drifloon in his reserves, if I remember correctly. I think I've already had Bokuzen and gotten him his perfect link. If the Pokemon has taken no damage at all, it should work. Well, you know, we'll test the theory right here, boys. Let's find out. How can you be so cruel to my poor little Venipede? I do not think that's the recruitment word. I think you have to just take no damage. Or maybe that is the recruitment one. Maybe I'm wrong. No, it's not. Okay, I didn't think so. Or maybe my Lucario did take damage? I don't think my Lucario took damage in that fight. Alright. All of these guys are already max. So, early on, I'm going to take people who already have perfect links just to have them start building, delegate them to start building up the places. But once we get further in, I'm only going to recruit people who don't have perfect links so I can focus on getting their perfect links. Army has grown a little in size, indeed. Get that energy up. Yeah, I think it's the whole team can't take damage. No damage recruitment is that the person cannot damage any of your mons. That makes more sense. Alright, go ahead to the next one. It's fine, we don't need Okuni. When is Shroom streaming next? He's streaming on Tuesday, right? I am pumped to see another of his streams. Alright, now let's deal with the headache that is Mitsuhide and Nick Storm. Take you four and then just take whoever from here. And take the Ghastly. We'll replace him in a minute. How could you not want a Volcarona? I mean, I wouldn't mind having a Volcarona, but I don't need a Volcarona. Shroom streams are pretty good. I'll still never forgive him for benching Odysseus. I had an actual, like, pretty good name, and he never got to see the reasoning behind it. The first time I've ever, like, actively tried to name something well ever because I suck at nicknames, and he just threw it away. How cruel. Done. Get this out of my way. So wait a minute, what do I... Lucario ensures that I can recruit Mitsuhide at any time, which is good. Of course, dealing with Mitsuhide is always a headache because of how strong Lapras's Ice Beam is. Shroom does like to make me suffer, which is why I try and do the same to him. It doesn't change the fact that I'm mildly upset. And by mildly upset, I mean not really at all, but there's a small part of me that died inside. When can you spoil Far From Home on Discord? I don't know, probably like a month from now. How long has that movie been out? Like, not even a month? No, it does ensure Gracia recruitment, you're right, but do we really want to ensure that we can recruit Gracia, though? Are we sure that's what we want in our lives? I have, like, not using Gothitelle at all is very easily, a very easy excuse to have when I'm like, well, I just don't have it recruited. If I have it recruited, then I have to just say that I don't want to use it. Alright, fine, get recruited. Also curse you in your stupid hypnosis. Just can't compete indeed. Woo! Really can't hit anyone from here, huh? Alright. Get this Machop out of my face. A month for spoiler bans on movies? Yeah, probably somewhere around there. I'd give it more like a month and a half, probably. But for Far From Home and like in-game and stuff, you know, they're such big movies, probably shorter spoiler ban is worth it. Or is acceptable, I mean. Mud and Mushono are trash. I don't even know why they're in this game. They're both terrible. You definitely needed that accuracy up. Especially to Ice Beam my... I almost said Empoleon. To Ice Beam my Prinplup. Genius. Two weeks for movie stuff? Seems a little short. You know, some people could have, like, been on vacation and have to come back to work or something, or... It could have just been really busy those 2 weeks with classes and stuff and whatnot. I think, like, at least a month is fair. Because if you really want to talk about it that bad, you can, like, make special Discord servers for it. Like, when In-Game came out, we made a special In-Game spoiler channel in my server for talking about In-Game. If you really want to... And then you can just talk to people in DMs and stuff if you really want to talk about the movie that bad. I am absolutely going to play the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC, like, as soon as it comes out. Does that have a release date yet? I don't think it has a release date yet, does it? I think about a month is fair. I think no matter what, as long as a movie is, like, super recent, you should at least, like, tag it. You should be like, hey, spoiler, incoming. Like, even now, if I was going to talk about in-game, I'd probably be like, you know, spoilers for in-game, but so-and-so, you know? To give people time to, like, click out of the tab or mute the audio or something so they wouldn't hear whatever the spoiler was. But also, you know, like, if you haven't seen in-game yet, you're out of your mind. I did see Far From Home, yes. Yeah, in-game has been out. Like, if you know, if I said something about in-game, and it was like, and then people were like, I haven't seen it yet, you spoiled it for me. Like, at this point, that's on them. It's their fault for not seeing it in 3 months, but also at the same time, it's really easy to just be like, spoiler, by the way. Tony Stark dies in in-game. Oh, he said it! He said it, chat. But, you know. It's definitely their fault. Like, I won't feel guilty about it. I'll be like, oh, sorry that I spoiled it for you, but movie's been out for 3 months, dog. And it's a really good movie. It was like a cultural phenomenon, basically. Go watch the friggin' movie. Oh, hey, you finally decided to wake up. How about that? It was about friggin' time. Batman dies in in-game. Bum, 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 bum. A snake kills Dumbledore? Dumbledore gets bitten by a snake? Did Orochimaru kill him? Oh, man. I do feel like, I remember having a conversation, it was a while ago, but it was back when I was still doing Digimon Masters Online on Twitch, and Slyro and Michael and me were talking about spoilers and stuff, and Michael did make a pretty good point, that no matter what, because it's so easy to do, you should just say, like, if you're already in a conversation about it, like you've been talking about it, then don't bother saying it before, like, every sentence, but, like, when you start talking about something, be like, spoilers, by the way, because, for stuff like, specifically about anime is what we were talking about, because, you know, people get into anime at different times and all that, like, Naruto is insanely old, but people like, Michael and Slyro have only just now started watching it because they just hadn't seen it before, so, you know, it's just courteous to throw a quick, like, by the way, spoilers. You know, I'm going to be saying stuff about the show that you do not want to hear if you plan on watching it. But also at the same time, you know, stuff is super old. You can't be that mad if someone accidentally spoils it for you. Who is my favorite Sannin? Jiraiya. Jiraiya very closely with Orochimaru and then Tsunade. All three of them are good. Alright, there we go. We win. We can actually, I was going to do it in Nobunaga's episode, but we can go ahead and evolve Mitsuhide in this episode because I don't believe he needs Nobunaga to evolve. He just has to get to 70% link with either Lapras or Articuno, which obviously I will use Articuno. Even though, to be honest, Lapras might actually be better, but I'm going to use Articuno. Recruit. Drop all you nerds. Why is this so spread out? Whatever. Like, put you there and then drop everyone else in Valora. Praise me how many people still haven't seen Naruto. Guess MHA was their Naruto. Well, you know, it's also a matter, it's not just the fact that, like, you know, they're growing up now with new anime, like, you know, they grew up with, like, My Hero Academia and other stuff because of when they were born, but it's also a matter of, like, anime is a lot more mainstream now than it was back in the 2000s. Like, in the early 2000s, if you wanted to, like, watch anime stuff, you were basically, like, watch Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. They were the big three. And then you watch, like, Dragon Ball Z and a couple of others. There were a handful of others. But there's way more anime, and it's a way more what was I trying to say? Way more accessible medium now than it used to be. So it's a lot more common to have not seen a lot of other shows. As opposed to back in the day, if you were like, hey, do you, like, watch anime and stuff? And it's like, yeah, dude. It's like, oh, dude, who's your favorite character in Dragon Ball Z? Back when I was, like, 9, everyone would have been like, oh, my favorite from Dragon Ball Z is this. Nowadays, it'll be like, I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z, or I didn't watch Naruto, and, you know, it boggles the mind, because if you watched anime growing up like I did, which Slyro watched a little bit of anime growing up, but he didn't, but Michael did not watch any anime growing up. I think his first anime was Academia and Attack on Titan, which he started watching when he was, like, 16, 17. He's, like, 19 now. 19 or 20, I can't remember his exact age, but the point is it's crazy that, like, if you grew up watching stuff like that, you would just know all of these things. Like, someone could just talk to you and you'd be like, oh yeah, absolutely I've seen that anime, because it's one of the only, like, 8 that are easy to watch, or that I can actually see. Nowadays, it's so accessible to get to literally, dang it, that's maxed out, whoops. There's so many in every, and they're all so accessible that people can have just watched, like, you never know what anime. Someone says, like, hey, do you like anime? Yeah, and they might have only watched, like, Death Note and Code Geass and nothing else. Or they could even say, like, oh yeah, I watched My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan, like Michael. Which Michael has watched, like, a lot more now. I think he's got, like, he's watched 11 different anime now under his belt. But it is wild. Okay, delegate these fools, start building up Valora. Saturday morning cartoons, exactly. Understand feeling sad when something gets spoiled if it's in media that's been out for years. Can't really blame anyone for it. Yeah, I agree. That's just a fact of life. That's just how it goes. I agree. If it happens, it's unfortunate. But, you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I don't care about recruiting Masamune because we can't evolve him in this episode. I wouldn't mind recruiting Keiji, because then we'll have a Terrakion on hand. Let's recruit Nene, because if I do end up getting, Krogunk guys, whoever links with Krogunk, we could get Toxicroak registered and then evolve Nene in this episode, potentially. How sad was I when Pervy Sage died? Pretty friggin' sad. That was a really emotional moment in Naruto. Spoilers, by the way! Ha! Attack on Titan and MHA are the current gateway anime as opposed to DBZ and Pokemon back in the day. They're the current gateway anime for, like, shonen. I will always think that the correct gateway anime to, like, get you to start enjoying anime is honestly, like, Death Note is also acceptable, but really just, like, if anyone ever says, like, hey, I want to start watching anime, what should I watch first? If you tell them to watch anything other than Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Also, can I get some nices in chat for my Leiron's health? Like, I'm not saying that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the best anime ever. It's really good. I don't really think you can say any anime is the best because it comes down to preference and stuff, but, like, I do think that Brotherhood might just be the perfect starting anime. It might actually just be the best option for someone to first get into anime. Well, yeah, most of us growing up watching Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, we didn't know what anime was either. We didn't know that that's what it was at the time. Now we know. Now we're wiser. But I definitely just considered them cartoons when I was like 8. But also, I was 8, therefore I was stupid. Stupider. Death Note is also a really good one to start with. Like, if you give someone a suggestion to start with and you don't want to say Brotherhood, or you have to give them more than just Brotherhood as an option, Death Note is like the second best pick. I think that Brotherhood and Death Note are like the number 1 and 2 for starting an anime. Obviously, like, if you know the person incredibly well and you know, like, oh, you like stuff like this, so I know you'd like Naruto, or I know you'd like Fruits Basket or something like that, then obviously you would suggest them something that if you know them very personally, you are positive they would like. But if it's just, like, someone you don't really know exactly what tastes they would have, or you don't really know what the best option would be, Brotherhood is, like, the perfect fallback. Brotherhood and Death Note. They're just the easiest go-tos for new anime. Brotherhood is only 10 years old. I think it came out in 2009. The original Full Metal Alchemist came out in like 2003, but the animation is great and holds up very well. The animation isn't bad at all. Get out of here. I don't think that being more current or popular should be the criteria for trying to get someone in when you're trying to get someone into anime. I wouldn't start unless I knew the person very well and knew that they would like it. I wouldn't start someone who has not seen like any anime to any capacity. I wouldn't start them on Attack on Titan or Academia. I wouldn't start them on Attack on Titan because it's got the whole, like, giant freaky human things eating people, which can definitely be a turnoff for some people. Because it was a turnoff for me, I don't watch Attack on Titan because it, like, grosses me out. It actually, like, I have a pretty weak stomach, and I know it happens, like, they don't do it straight up on screen, but, like, seeing someone be put into a Titan's mouth and then, like, it cuts away to a splatter of blood actually makes me want to throw up. So, if someone had told me to watch Attack on Titan as my first anime, I would never watch anime again. I would be like, you know what? Anime just isn't for me. If they had me watch Brotherhood first, or Death Note, I would have been like, you know what? I'll give some more anime a chance. Academia is definitely a better choice than Attack on Titan, but also Academia's first episode has Bakugo tell Midoriya to jump off a roof and kill himself, which is a little intense for someone's first time watching anime, and also it has Mount Lady being, you know, the whole Japanese shenanigans of, like, showing off her frame, etc. I worded that so poorly, but that's what I'm getting at. Brotherhood has a good amount of action. If you're looking mostly for action, Death Note is definitely not the best choice, but Death Note is also short, so I think it's fine. Her assets is a better word. You're right. I should have said assets. But anyways, that's why I think, like, when I say to introduce someone to anime, I mean someone who has, like, oh, I didn't even realize that I recruited Hanzo there. I mean, like, someone who has no capacity for anime or how Japanese as a medium is, because, you know, most Japanese mediums, aka anime and manga, sexualize a good deal. Like, someone who's not used to stuff like that, I don't think that Academia or Attack on Titan would be the best choice. I don't think they're horrible choices, because they're good. But I just think that Brotherhood and, even if they're more mainstream right now, I think that Brotherhood and Death Note are better choices. Also, like, even if Brotherhood isn't quote-unquote mainstream right now, I guarantee you, if you try and talk to someone about Brotherhood, like, 90% of people who watch more than, like, 1 or 2 anime have seen or at least heard of Brotherhood and will be able to talk to you about it. So it's not like you're not gonna be able to talk with people about what you're watching. You will very easily find people who will love to talk about Brotherhood because so many people love it. And then you can move on to stuff like MHA and Attack on Titan and whatnot. Or Naruto and One Piece, even, potentially. Good luck getting someone to watch One Piece with how long it is. Also, it's raining. This is where people can start attacking again. It's a good thing I've been making so much progress on knocking people out. Yeah, definitely don't have people start with Naruto because then they're just gonna see the sexy jutsu in like the first like 10 episodes or whatever it was. That could be a turn-off potentially. Like Naruto and Academia and Attack on Titan, they're like good 3rd or 4th anime. That needs to be like the 3rd or 4th anime that you suggest someone to watch. That being said, I did start with Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. Those were the things I watched as a kid that got me into anime. But, you know, if I was trying to get someone who was an adult, or is like 17 or above, I guess, however you want to word it, into anime, I would definitely be like, you should watch Brotherhood first and see how you feel about Brotherhood, and also watch Death Note, because don't judge all of your opinions just based off of Brotherhood alone if for some reason you don't like it somehow. And then I'll let you watch some of the more, like, the more anime, like Academia and Naruto and etc. Kirby Star Allies, the main antagonist, tells Kirby to kill himself. And it really sounds like an exception more than the norm, though. I feel like most Kirby games don't have that happen. It's taking one very extreme thing and being like, oh, look at this, though. I also don't think that Death Note has aged insanely well. I don't like Death Note as much now as I did when I first watched it. Looking back on Death Note, I really just need to watch it again to be certain, but looking back on Death Note, it's not as good as I remember. Brotherhood, though, the more I think back on Brotherhood, the more I think it's better than when I first watched it, but I also only watched it like 8 months ago for the first time. But Death Note, I watched Death Note like a year or two ago. When I think back on Death Note, I'm like, yeah, Death Note was good, but was it really that good? I have a friend whose first anime was One Piece. It was pretty common for people's first anime to have been either Dragon Ball Z or one of the big 3. Already halfway done with the Ieyasu? Oh, have I recruited more Pokemon than I realized? I gotta watch that. I would probably want to get to around 80 Pokemon recruited and then stop there. And from there on, just focus on making sure I recruit people who need perfect links. Am I like 50 plus already? That's fine, because I know how to get rid of people now. You just need to have a kingdom that's full and then replace that kingdom with people when you recruit them. I'm a big fan of Blizzard. Is your ability Crackshot? Nice. There are only 100 episodes of filler in One Piece? That is crazy. Toss people out manually? I thought you had to be max server first. You can't knock people out manually. You can't get rid of them manually, but I'm fairly certain that if you recruit them and they can't fit in the kingdom you're currently in, and then you try and put them in another kingdom that is full, you can kick out people that are in that kingdom to make room for them. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's how it works. But there is no option to just be like, hey, leave my army, which is dumb. There should be. There should just be a dismiss option, but there isn't. But I'm pretty sure, like, if I recruit these guys right now and then I try to put them in Valora, which Valora is currently full, then the game will be like, you have to get rid of someone. Please, like, take Mischievous or Articuno. Thank you. Mischievous was actually literally the perfect thing to be taken. Yeah, we just have to be... I just got to make sure I pay attention to it. We'll be careful about it. We won't mess up getting too many people. Prinplup looks so ready to go. Goodbye, Pawniard.